If anyone sees a brain around, will you please let me know? Because that's probably mine. Hey everybody, welcome back to Messy Vegan Baker. I'm Christina. So, this week's bake was inspired because I wanted to make cupcakes because this is kind of going to be a two-part video. So, I wanted to be able to make cupcakes that I could decorate and like practice my decorating skills. So I asked some of my coworkers what kind of cupcake they wanted, specifically fall, because I'll be honest, I get super excited about fall around this time because August, fallist, it makes sense in my head. Well, I'm a little bit ahead of the time. I decided that this would be a perfect cupcake because I don't know, I just love this flavor so much. Today, we are going to be making vegan pumpkin cupcakes with some vegan cinnamon cream cheese frosting. What? So this recipe is from Mark Bittman's How to Bake Everything. Shocker. However, I am changing quite a few things. So I think this is supposed to just be a pumpkin cake. We're making cupcakes, which isn't that big of a deal. I'm also making 1.5 batches so that I can hopefully have 18 cupcakes. So that way there's enough for like my family and my coworkers. We're gonna veganize it. Also, don't mind my hair. It's a little wonky, but I slept in these braids and I was way too tired and lazy to just redo my hair, so here we are. I did my makeup, so it like balances it out, right? Without further ado, let's get baking. I have already prepared the flaxseed eggs. So this recipe originally calls for 3 eggs, but I wanted to do, I thought about doing all of them just pumpkin puree instead, but I was a little worried that that would be too much. So I decided to make 2 of those eggs flaxseed eggs and then do 1 pumpkin egg. Because I did a full recipe plus a half, everything's a little wonky, like all the measurements and stuff, especially the pumpkin, but that actually turned out, it's literally just a whole can of pumpkin, so that's cool. So I'll have the amounts I used in my blog down below. I can talk today, I promise. So go check that out. But so essentially I have 3 flaxseed eggs in here. I made sure that those are getting nice and gelatinized. And then it calls for buttermilk, so I just did some almond milk and then put some lemon juice in there, and now that looks like nice buttermilk, I think. And then I just put all of the dry ingredients, so I did the flour, I have to look at my notes. So I did the flour, the baking powder, the baking soda, the salt, and then all the spices. So that would be cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg. And then I did a little bit more cinnamon because I feel like they always underspice these things. And then I also just added a little extra sprinkle of pumpkin spice, even though that's literally all of those spices combined, but just to hopefully give it a little more of a kick. So I might honestly add more. I'm gonna mix it and taste it and see, because I want these to have a nice flavor. Anywho, so I mixed that up, made sure there were no clumps. And then in the mixer, I put in the neutral oil. I just used canola. And then I added in the sugars, which is, so some brown sugar and some white sugar. The pumpkin, which essentially is just an entire can. And that's it. So now we're here to the future, to the present now. So everything's ready. The oven is set for 350. I haven't preset it, hold on. Okay. So the oven is at 350 and heating up, and then I just have some cupcake pans lined and ready to go. So we need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. All right, now we're just gonna add in the buttermilk, flaxseed eggs. All right, it's looking pretty good. Nice and gloopy and soupy, which I think is what you want. Obviously, because there's no dry ingredients in here yet, but you know. So I'm just gonna stick the dry ingredients in, let this mix it for a minute, and then I'll hand fold the rest of it. Ooh, weesy party. Beautiful. Okay, so this is just mixed. So I think we're gonna say that's good, actually. We're gonna taste it. It's pretty good, but it's very pumpkin-y. I'm just gonna add a little bit more of the cinnamon. Actually, maybe I'll do a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of the pumpkin spice. A little bit more of the ginger. Maybe a pinch more of the nutmeg. Why not? Then we'll do a really quick fold of that. To be completely honest, I'm not 100% confident this will make 18, but it looks like a lot of batter, so I'm pretty confident. Okay, I think I should be able to squeeze out at least like 4 more, because 12 plus 4 is 16, so that's a good amount. All right, before I go all gung-ho OCD on this, they're good enough. I think these ones are a little less filled than these ones. It just stresses me out. Honestly, I'm sure they will be fine. I'm gonna stick these in the oven for, so it says 30 to 40, which obviously isn't true for cupcakes because they have more surface area, ergo, they will bake faster. So I don't really know. I think I'm gonna do 5, flip 5, and then just kind of see how they go from there. I will see you after everything is baked. All of the cupcakes are baked. So you know how I had to like use a full recipe plus another half? Well, the math was solid there because I assumed that it would be like 12 cupcakes, but I really didn't know, so maybe I should have just made the first batch and then waited to see, but that's okay. Also, in my head, I was thinking that one tray was like 6, and then, so I needed 3 trays to make 18. Yeah, that's not right because obviously there's 12 in each, so I made 24 the first time, not even, just completely over my head. Just did not like comprehend that that was 24 already. So I was right. They sure do make a lot of cupcakes though. So then I made 10 cupcakes the second batch, which is still really good. Here I am with 34 cupcakes. So I'm going to do a quick wrap up of the actual cupcake itself because for my next video, which I'm filming a different day, I am going to make the frosting, but it's going to be in this video. You'll have the complete recipe here, and then I'll decorate it in my second video. So it'll be like same cupcakes and stuff, but like different. There's also like a little element of surprise, and I'm so excited because I am a genius for my next video. But anywho, to do a quick wrap up of these, I am going to taste one because good Lord knows I have more than enough cupcakes. All of them kind of stink a little bit, but it's okay because I'll pick the ones that aren't terrible. Like this one's super domed in, so I'm going to try this one. So the second batch, I baked them for 6 minutes and then flipped them, and that seemed to help. Like they're not as sunken. But I need to do research. I think it could also be because there's so much pumpkin in here that I maybe should have upped the flour a little bit. I don't know. I don't think so because it should have been 3 eggs, and those are like wet too. Wow, that's like better than a cupcake. It's delicious. This literally tastes like pumpkin pie. Guys, I'm a freaking genius. It's like, it's almost, I could just eat these plain, holy cow. I'm trying to put this into words so you guys understand, because I hate when people are like, it's so good, or, and they don't explain it. What am I trying to say? So it is baked, but it's still really moist, almost so, or like essentially to the point where when you eat it, it feels and tastes like pumpkin pie. I'm gonna freeze them and then I'll make the frosting and frost them in a few days, if I don't eat them all. So I decided to make the cream cheese a day before so it could sit in the fridge and like develop flavor and just be one less thing I had to do. So I have the link to that recipe down below. It is phenomenal. The only thing I would say is she says to use an immersive blender, like one of those hand ones, which worked, but I would just use a food processor if you have one because it'll be faster and it makes it way smoother. You just have to make sure you press the tofu really well and have as little water in it as possible. And then you just put that and the melted coconut oil and the salt and nooch in there and just like mix it until it's creamy. So I did, oh, and apple cider vinegar. I did 2 batches because I wasn't sure how much frosting I would need. And so for the second batch, I did lemon juice, which I didn't film because it's the same thing just with lemon juice instead of apple cider vinegar. either one works. It will still do the tangy thing that you want. I ended up putting it in the food processor. It got super creamy and beautiful, and oh, it was so satisfying. Then I made frosting, and I will say the cream cheese is a little dry at first, but I ended up mixing it with vegan butter, the Earth Balance, and then it got creamy and it was okay. It just took a little bit of time to kind of work it together and make it creamy. So that's the only thing I'm not sure, like, if it needs a little bit more liquid or not, because once you like get it working, it's fine. What did I add? I added a tiny pinch of salt and then some cinnamon. I ended up doing like a whole teaspoon. Actually, it was like 2 teaspoons as of right now. Just because they called for half, and I was like, that is obviously not enough for what we're doing. So then I did a little bit of ginger and a little bit of nutmeg, not too much. And then some vanilla, mixed that all up, and then I added the powdered sugar. And as of right now, I am at like 4.5 cups of powdered sugar because it still has that tofu taste, and I'm so freaking annoyed. But I'm hoping that if I let it sit, maybe the flavors will evolve more. I don't know. I will do the final taste test at the end of the second video. Sorry, a little bit of a cliffhanger. So honestly, that's it. It's pretty easy and simple to make, and I love it. Hopefully it'll taste good. So, all right, well, that's it for today. I highly recommend trying this. I will have this full recipe in my blog, so go check that out. If you are new here, hello, welcome. I hope you liked what you saw. I hope you were entertained. And if you liked what you saw, you can hit that like button and that subscribe button. I post videos every Friday at 1 o'clock Mountain Time. If you're not new here, if you were a regular, because I don't know what other word to use, hello, welcome back. It's so exciting. You guys are amazing. Thank you for commenting and liking and just interacting with me, because it is amazing. You guys are so sweet and amazing, and I love you guys. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys were entertained and or learned something. You should seriously go try these, because wow, these could like replace pumpkin pie or just be a cool, like, unique take on it. Well, like, unique-ish. But anywho, I will see all of you wonderful humans next week. Bye.